I wanted to talk about triggers real quick. What triggers are is, some of you may have experienced it and some of you may not. But triggers are moments where you get brought back to a traumatizing experience. It could be anything that could have happened in your past, right? It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a relationship. It could be abuse, stuff like that. And when triggers come around, it could be the most random things. It could be a song. It could be a sign, just a word or something like that. Or for me, I still find myself suffering with triggers from when my mom passed away. So I see an ambulance, or I'd see like a medical transport van, and it reminds me of riding in one with my mom. Or I passed a building that said hospice, and it reminded me of when my mom was in a hospice. So stuff like that takes me back, even though what happened to my mother was like about 6 years ago. Just seeing a word or seeing something takes me back to a specific feeling that I once had when I experienced that trauma. So what I wanted to do was give you all a quick, something that I do anyway. So some advice for people who might be triggered from any type of traumatic experience that they've had. So when you go through this and you have those moments, what I found to work for me, because I used to, when I be triggered, I'd be down for like an hour or two, or maybe even for the whole day, or I'd just be going back and forth in my mind, and the next thing you know, I'm sad, all of this stuff, right? But now when it happens, I take a second, I think about it, I take a deep breath, and I realize at that moment, it's really kind of nothing I can do about it. But I do actually experience it real quick, and then I just let it go. I take a deep breath, and that's it, right? And I know that sounds really, really simple, and it seems like it's probably not going to work. And I still be thinking it as I take that deep breath, but you know what happens? I quickly move on, and my mind thinks about something else. So if you actually sit in it for a second, just a quick second, and then you take a deep breath, and then you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to let that go, because there's nothing I can do about that. I cannot change the past, and it's nothing I can do about it, right? I think that is the first thing that works for me. The second thing, if it's like really, really bad for you, like it used to be for me, then if you need to talk to somebody, call somebody and just vent for a quick, 5 minutes. If they're willing to, find yourself a person that's willing to listen to you and talk about that feeling and how that moment and how it made you feel. And then once you talk about it, a lot of the times it'll just pass on by. You feel a lot better, and then you can go on about your life. But sitting with it and actually not talking about it, or not telling yourself, okay, I need to let this go, that right there is what's going to get you down and depressed. And it's unfortunate that it happened to us, and it's unfortunate that we have these triggers, but you can't live in the past. And that's something that I've learned, and I'm speaking through experience, and I hope that this is able to help somebody that might be triggered by anything out in the world. And it sucks, but to be reminded. But hopefully, I'm rooting for you that you can get through it, because you really can. Take a deep breath, sit in it, let it go, move on with your life, do great things, be happy. Peace.